Mr. Fox again here from Mr. Kitsune's VIP Game Lounge. Today I'm going to show you another retro game we have available to play here. This particular one is also part of the Midway Arcade Treasures, and it's called Bubbles. This game is kind of ridiculous. The idea is that you're a bubble cleaning a dirty sink, and when the bubble gets big enough to smile, you go down the drain and go to another sink. Of all the strangest concepts for a video game, this is one of them, and here it is. So you collect these little germs here, and these little people that fly out of the sink and whatnot. You avoid those bad guys that pop out of the drain, because if you touch them, your bubble pops, of course. And you see how the bubble's smiling now, so you go down the drain. And you go to sink number 2. Oh, we're at sink number 3 now. And those little scrubbing brushes you can't touch either. And you can touch them if you're big enough, like so. Once you're big enough to have a smile on your face, then you can knock the brushes into the sink, and of course the brushes then die. Which is pretty neat, and you get a big score for doing that too. I'll see if I can demonstrate that. So you want to become a really huge bubble, basically. And you get bonus points for getting the person that comes out of the... So now that I'm big and I have a smile on my face, see, I can knock the brushes around. And if you smack them into the drain, then you get bonus points. Anyway, this game is pretty interesting. It's a unique video game concept for sure. I've never seen any other game that looks anything even remotely close to this. Alright, there we go. Oh, I missed. Let me get this person here. And I made it down the sink, so now we go to sink number 2. And the bubble shrinks back down, and you have to go big again by eating stuff. Oh, I got the smile again. Here we go. Oh, the bug ate me. This game is pretty interesting. Probably kind of frustrating, particularly if you're not used to games like this. So, in the higher stages, like the one we're in now, razor blades and other obstacles start to appear. And of course, if you run into the razor blades, you die. So you want to avoid them, obviously. So, anyway, this is the game called Bubbles. I think it was from 1983 or 1982, I'm not sure. Nonetheless, the game is pretty fun. And it's interesting, again, to see these really old games and check them out. The video today is kind of short, because this isn't a very long game. It doesn't really require a lot of explaining. But it does make you wonder what people were thinking when they created this weird game. My hope in making this video is that I get to show you games from yesteryear that you may not have heard of or known existed. And this is a very obscure video game that I don't think many people played or even knew existed. This is a very weird game to see. Its concept is really bizarre, actually. I mean, who would think of a bubble that floats around cleaning a sink and attacking brushes? It's weird. Nobody thinks about that. And if your bubble is big enough, you can also squish the bugs, as we just saw, which is pretty helpful to know, actually. So, this is one of those games in the 80s that you would just sort of stay up all night playing with your friends, trying to beat your friend's score. That's pretty much exactly what this is. And the effects are pretty interesting. The graphics are actually surprisingly good for a game from 1982. Anyway, I'm Mr. Fox from Mr. Kitsune's VIP Game Lounge. This has been Bubbles. Thank you and good night.